All right.
Okay, hello everyone. Hello Gali.
Hello and welcome to another live stream, which we haven't done for a couple of weeks now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was in Joburg. There was a lot of action, busyness here and everywhere. It was a lot, and now we're finally back. And we have an amazing topic today.
We have an amazing topic, but first of all, we need to know if we are actually being heard.
Yeah, heard and seen, validated,
and
approved,
impressed.
Yeah, welcomed. So if you can hear us and see us, please let us know. And also that the sound quality is good. That's also going to be important.
Yes,
so
I'm sure it's very good. But
yeah, just do we want to double check? Because in the past we found that it was staticky a little bit. So let us know that you're here. Say hi in the chat.
Check on your
and I can also check in parallel. Yes, that's a good idea.
Check on Instagram
just to make sure. 1 sec. Okay.
Javi, my name.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Sounds very good.
Sounds good.
Okay, Javi, how is the sound?
Yeah, that's actually good from a professional.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're here, please say hi. And hi, Tressa. Great, impressed. Hi, Moich. Hi.
Hi.
And fantastic. So definitely, as we're doing this, please ask questions, interact, say wow, say not wow, say whatever you want, because we would love your additional questions as we go.
Exactly.
All right, let's start. The topic for today is about ethics. And does it pay to be ethical? Is it worth it? You know, you have this thing that you see these people that are kind of criminals or even not so bad. They just bend the rules a bit and it seems to go their way because they do things that are not quite right. And they're not so ethical, but somehow it seems like it moves along in their life to some degree. Or there's the term nice guys finish last. So should you be the nice guy? Because then you'll finish last. So all these elements where you go, should I be ethical? Is it really that important? And ultimately, does it pay to be ethical?
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah, questions.
Questions, yeah. That's very good. Okay, so let's see, what is life? Life is composed of many parts.
Yeah.
Okay? And those parts, you can say it's you, your family, your group, mankind. Life is composed of different parts.
Right.
Now, when you are not ethical, when you do something not ethical, basically what you say, look, I can do something that will have no effect on me, but will damage one part of life, one or more parts of life. And what you basically say, you say, look, I can make a decision to go against all life, all the agreements, which is life, and everything will be good. And it doesn't work.
Yeah, true. So the principle, yeah, 100%.
That's the principle, because you're going against this massive agreement of everyone. And that's what ethical mean. Ethical mean actually operating based on the moral code, which is the agreement that everyone found that this group survive better if you behave like that.
Right.
So you can say that the word moral mean being able to see right from wrong and acting from that viewpoint.
Yeah.
A moral code is a code of behavior that a group found over time that if they behave in that way, they survive better. So for example, criminals' moral code is don't tell the police. Our moral code is sure we're going to tell the police.
Yes.
And then once you join a group, you take on yourself the moral code of the group. And for as long as you behave according to that moral code, you consider to be ethical.
Right.
And justice is what the group doing against the individual when you stop being ethical. It's an effort to make the individual ethical again. Now, this is for a group, but when you look at life, life has a lot of parts. Like groups has a lot of people. Life has a lot of people and a lot of parts. It has physical things. It has it has life forms, it has spirits, it has a lot of things.
Right.
And when one person say, I will be not ethical, basically says all those agreements, all those moral codes, I'm going to go against them single-handedly and somehow win. And it never works.
Yeah, and that the principle fully, and I totally agree, but just to, of course, challenge it, how do we know that it doesn't work? I mean, why does it not always work? Let's say we'll take a typical example of there was an invoice that you were supposed to pay, and the person never followed up with you. And so you said, you know what, I'm not gonna pay it. Let's just say a simple thing, and you now have the money. And they don't, and it's fine. They don't know about it, they didn't care, they didn't mention it. So should you pay? Or should you just move on with life and nobody knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should pay.
Mm-hmm.
And why? Because the moment that you do something like that, you will convince yourself that nothing will happen to you. You will not know.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that life is built is that because you know, you will make sure that something happened to you. You will communicate less. You will be less lucky. You will have less things. You can say that if you want to be healthy, you need to make other people healthy. If you want to be rich, you need to make other people rich. If you want to be happy, you need to make other people happy.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be ethical, you need to make other people ethical. And the reverse also works.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be sick, make other people sick.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be murdered, kill someone else.
Yeah.
And you will see that eventually that's what happened. Now, why people don't see it in the day-to-day? Because people don't live once.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily that it will happen immediately right now in this life. Immediately in this life, you will have problems.
Mm-hmm.
A person that still have a lot of problem with people stealing from you.
Mm-hmm.
A person that don't behave nicely to people have a lot of problems with people don't behaving nicely to him.
Yeah, true.
A person that do not keep his word has a lot of problem with people don't keeping their words.
Yeah.
With him, and it's actually always happening.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something that's called justification. Justification is what makes a sin not a sin.
Right.
So once you start to justify it, you start to think that the sin that you committed is not a sin, and nothing will happen to you. You will not be affected.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing in this universe as I will not be affected. And there's another amazing thing that if I say I will not be affected, what I'm saying, I cannot be in communication with you.
Because in order to communicate, I have to affect you in some way.
Exactly. I need to be,
Yeah.
It's like if I want to watch a movie, I need to be willing to be an effect.
Yes, yes.
And when you start not communicating with different areas of life, you become blind to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can hurt you.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that can hurt you is those things that you cannot see.
Yeah.
So it's really a threat because you will not notice the damage immediately.
Yeah.
But if you will look, you'll see that you become smaller, less happy, less certain, or more difficult. Your life, you become less lucky. Things don't work as they used to work.
Mm-hmm.
And you have 50,000 explanations for it. And it's never the real explanation because the problem is not being solved. The actual explanation is somewhere back. You've done something that you are not proud of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where the handbrakes is up and you start to speak.
Amazing. Amazing. So when there's somebody who says, look, I'll deal with the little problems that come with my life, and if it's something that I have to deal with in my next life, then we'll check in then.
So the thing is that it's not little problems.
Okay. But whatever might come, let's say they're okay with it. But right now, I feel like stealing the money, stealing the
It's
food.
not a problem. That's fine.
Mhm.
But you do something that is impossible. You go one against all life.
Mhm.
It doesn't work.
Yes, but then it isn't.
It's never working.
But to make an improvement on the other side of this, if you want to improve, you have to be one against all life. There has to be somebody that said, we can fly. And everybody said, no, you can't fly. And I said, no, we can. I
And
believe we can fly.
if everyone will continue to say we can't fly, we will not fly.
Mhm.
Even if you will fly, they will not see you fly.
I see. So there has to be a convincing that it's
There must
okay.
be a conviction, yes.
Okay.
Because you cannot go against all life.
Hmm.
It's just too powerful.
Okay. So there has to be a gradient scale of bringing those around you to your direction
Of course.
if you want to go against the direction.
But no one can take someone and go against the direction, because what you do when you fly is you improve on the agreement.
Right.
Here you want to break the agreement.
Yes, exactly. Create a worse condition.
Exactly. So it will not happen.
Okay. Okay, so that person says, you know what? I'll have big problems in this life, and in the next life, we'll find it. What chat to me then? You know, like it's my next life. So
And it's fine. But
Yeah.
this life, you will have a miserable life. Every person that have a problem in his life, and most people have massive problems,
Mhm.
like I'm talking about massive problems.
Yeah.
And you will not know because you think no, but they are, they're rich or they're successful. But if you will just start to look under the hood a little bit,
Mhm.
the size of the problem is unbelievable.
Like what? Like let's say there's a very rich person. What would be?
Okay, I'll give you an actual story. So I know some guy that is extremely rich, yes, and he got into all kinds of partnerships, and people started to cheat him right, left, and center, and stole from him so much money that he now has actual financial difficulties. And I'm talking about rich in the order of magnitude of hundreds of millions of dollars, not $1-2 million.
Yeah.
I'm talking about hundreds of millions. And the guy is like, he cannot pay now, I don't know, $10,000. It's difficult for him.
Wow.
$10,000 is difficult for him. And he's like fighting everyone and his wife.
Wow.
And you would say, but how come? And his answer is, everyone is out ethics. Everyone is criminal. Everyone cheated me. I promise you, he cheated so much. And I actually know that he cheated his wife so much that he had to have this disaster happening to him.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
it's actual story that I'm dealing with right now. This guy is super nice, super smart, powerful, clever like you cannot believe,
Wow.
but stupid.
Yeah.
And it's always happening. If you, whoever listening to that or if ever watching on that, if you check a disaster that you had, a financial disaster or a physical disaster or health disaster, if you would check before, you would see that you had things that you know are not okay. And without those things, you don't see the connection. Like, what's the connection? I stole the ice cream from the shop. What's the connection between that and
Physical
getting a heart attack or losing money in my business? The connection is stronger than you can imagine because you are good.
Mhm.
When you do something that is not right, you kill yourself to prevent yourself from doing these bad things.
Yeah. Amazing. It's amazing. And that it's amazing that because you're still good and you're trying to stop yourself from doing more bad, you put your own handbrakes up and create.
You damage yourself. Like if
Yeah.
you lost a hand, probably you've been hitting a lot of people with that hand.
Mhm.
It is unbelievable, but it's like that.
Amazing. And
So
so
if you have a headache, you shot someone in the head. If it's like it's so, and if you start to lose it, it's actually true.
totally.
It's actually true. If you have a headache, you messed up with someone's head. So I had this client that she had massive migraines. And she went to all the doctors and like nothing could help. She would take medicine and they stopped helping and whatever.
Mhm.
And anyway, so I sat with her and I told her, well, you messed up with someone else's head. And she said, how? I'm a programmer. I'm not talking to people. I said, yes, you're not talking to people. You're programmers because you messed up with someone's head. And she said, well, maybe in past life. I said, no, in this lifetime. And she couldn't see anything that she's done. And then she realized that when she was young, she's a very beautiful woman. And when she was young, she messed up with the head of every guy around. She messed them up. She really gave them double messages and just turned them around and destroyed people, like really messed up with their head.
Mm.
And as soon as she realized that, and we handled what she needed to handle, the magic is that she never had ever a migraine. Since that time, it was a few years from now, never had a migraine again.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah.
And you will not see the connection.
Yeah, of course.
She was young and beautiful, and she was just playing with the guys.
Yeah. And it's interesting that it was messing with their head, more just messing with them, but it was similar to now creating headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because she considered that she's messing with their head, and so she bring it on her.
Mess with her own head. Exactly. Amazing.
Yes.
So back to the conversation of nice guys finish last. There's that saying, right? There is a situation where you see somebody who's very nice, who's very polite, who's super ethical, who pays their bills, who does their things, but they don't move ahead in life. They have people that walk all over them.
Stupid.
True.
Nice do not mean weak.
Mm-hmm.
Nice do not mean anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guys, someone can be nice, but still insist on the correct way.
Mm-hmm.
I can be nice and still insist that my son will go to bed.
Yeah.
Or I can be useless and justify it as, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, of course.
You are not nice.
Yeah.
Nice guys do not mean useless.
Mm-hmm.
So useless guys got less, for sure.
Yeah.
But nice guys always get first, because the only mistake that you can make is not being nice enough,
mm-hmm.
not loving enough, not being enough understanding. That's the only mistake that you can actually make. And you will see that if you check in your life, what messed you up is moments when you were not as nice as you could, where you got convinced that you should not be as nice, that it's okay to be a little bit more tough, a little bit more evil, just a little bit, just for a short time, just against this guy.
Right, yeah.
And you'll see that if you do that, that's the time when you fail.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. So you can be nice, you can be ethical, but you of course can be effective, apply force as needed, make it happen still, but you remain ethical.
Yeah, nice guy do not mean weak.
Mm-hmm.
Really, because most people say they have a misunderstanding and they think that nice equal weak. Nice do not mean weak.
Yeah.
Nice mean getting your way without causing unnecessary harm to anyone.
Yeah.
Nice is meaning bringing about the best result through agreement and through minimum of force.
Yeah.
Nice mean delivering the expected help, despite all the insanities that says, no, don't help me, I don't need your help.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy will say, no, I don't need your help. And you still being nice, but you give him the help.
Mm-hmm.
This lady didn't want to talk to me. She said, no, bro, I just have headaches and it's all physical and it's all in the brain and I just need to find the correct pill.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her, yes, you found the correct pill and it's called Meir. You'll see.
Take
it.
Yeah, amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so overall the message is, look, it pays to be ethical. Now, in terms of actually paying to be ethical, how do you ensure that through being ethical, you actually then bring income?
So to make money ethically, what you need to do is you need to have knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the correct knowledge, money will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because knowledge brings about income.
Yeah.
The more you see that the US has a lot of income because it has a lot of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And as the education starts to reduce in the US, the income reduces.
Yeah.
Israel is a very, 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 very small country with very, very, like almost no resources, but there's a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
So there's a lot of income.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
And the income is probably one of the biggest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of the knowledge.
Yes.
On the other hand, you will see that there are other places where there's a lot of resources, like in South Africa, the resources are unbelievable, but the knowledge being suppressed by the government. The government doesn't want that everyone will be educated.
Yeah.
And so the income per person is nothing. It's
Mm-hmm.
useless.
Yeah.
In comparison to the opportunities. So knowledge brings about income. So if you are ethical and you have the knowledge, which by the way, you'll see that the more knowledge you have, immediately you become more ethical. And the more ethical you have, immediately you get more knowledge. It's connected.
Yeah. Amazing.
You are as knowledgeable as you are ethical. You are as ethical as you are knowledgeable. You cannot separate the two. You see that as the society improves and the society gain more and more knowledge, in parallel to that, society become more ethical. But then someone come and tell you, well, the only thing is that you need to take drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Drugs are good. So drugs drop your ethics down,
Mm-hmm.
and so you become stupid.
Why would drugs drop your ethics down? How would you explain that to someone?
Because drug takes you out of present time. Drug takes you into the past. You don't see exactly what's happening in front of you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So when you're on drugs, you have a distortion of what's going on.
Right.
Distortion of the agreement, yes? So again, this is you alone against all the agreements.
Mm-hmm.
So what drugs does, it causes you to not being able to see what's in front of you. And if you cannot have knowledge about what's going on in front of you, you will become less ethical and your income would be lower. And income is not only money. Income is
Right.
how much happiness you want, how much love you want, what's the result that you want from your life.
Mm-hmm. For sure. There'll be, not that this is the topic, but there'll be people that say, well, I take drugs, I feel great. I'm still super sharp. By Monday morning, I'm at work, I'm on it, I'm 100%, but on the weekend, it's fine for me to have fun, for example.
Yeah, and you will check those people, and over time, they become stupider and stupider and stupider, and less luck and less luck and less luck, and they commit more sins, and they become more and more criminal, and one day, they become old too early,
Mm-hmm.
and they become weak too early, and they develop all kinds of diseases. And why no one see that,
Mm-hmm.
or why most people don't see it? Because it's all justified. Everything is explained.
Yeah.
It's just cancer. It happens to everyone. It is just a heart attack. It is just bad luck. It is just the other guy that was bad to me. It is just my neighbor that did not understand. It is just. It's not
Yes.
just. It's you. You become stupider due to disconnecting the communication with the rest of life. And the more stupid you become, the less you're in communication, the more stupid you are, the slower you are. I can take any person on drug and just measure his reaction time.
Of course. Yeah.
And you will see that his reaction time deteriorates, not only when he's on drugs, but later on.
Yeah.
So he's not as sharp. It doesn't compute as much.
Mm-hmm.
And things seems to happen to him out of the blue and without a reason. But there is a reason. By the way, there is a message here.
Yeah. That's Eric. That's amazing, and that's just something. That's not
I want
relevant.
to offer.
No, it's not. So in terms of a person that basically deteriorates over time, or eventually gets a heart attack, or something happens to them, what about like, yeah, but that's, you're playing the game of life, and you have opponents, and the person can get in a car and have an accident or get a heart attack. It happens to bodies, right? So how do you know it's the fact that they weren't ethical, or just the fact that you're playing a contact sport, eventually you're going to get hit?
Okay. So, and you're getting hit, you see that from your viewpoint, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to the gym and I get injured, it's not a problem. It doesn't stop me. I continue. I don't. It doesn't destroy me.
Yeah.
A person that doing things unethically, he will find anything small that happened to him, and it will destroy him. It will be a devastating thing. So you'll see, the more ethical you are, the less life will cause you to be devastated. People that are not ethical, the boyfriend left them, and this is the disaster of the disaster of the disaster.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 6 years of mourning, another 7 years of being depressed and getting on drugs and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
A person that is ethical can see what's actually happening, and he understands if he left me, is one guy out of 3.5 billion people.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
Yeah.
Thank you for leaving me.
Right. Yeah, I see.
What's the problem? It's like not an issue.
Yeah, so you'll get these hits of life, but it won't.
But it will be part of the game. It's like
Even if you die, even if you
die, it's part of the
heart
game.
attack out of the book.
Because you know that this is not. It's not serious. Life is not serious.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. This is something that people find it hard to accept. But if you will check it, you will see that nothing is important. Nothing is important.
Mm-hmm.
And the more you make things important, the less you are important.
Mm-hmm.
The more things you make things important, the more your life become heavy. Now, why things become important? Because only when you commit a sin, you start to look at life as a serious thing, as a heavy thing. And the second, before that, for as long as you don't commit any sins, you fall, nothing happened. You
Just a fun game.
Act like a child, cry for a second, his toy is broken. He cry for a second, and 2.5 milliseconds later, is happy, and everything.
Something new is happening.
Yeah. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. But when life becomes heavy, it is because what's heavy is your mind that sits on you.
I see.
It's the sins that you commit. It's this thing that you know that is not okay. It's actual messes that sit on you, and you feel that you have a sack that you're taking with you all over, which is what have I done?
Yeah.
Why did I do that? I don't want to do that. No. How can I fix it? I cannot fix it. But I'm right. But I'm not right.
Yeah.
Your life at that moment is gone. It's just accounting of how long you will be able to justify it. But in that moment, your life is gone.
So, I mean, yeah, for sure. And so somebody in that situation will, first of all, justify. They'll find the reasons why it's okay in order to.
Someone else other than him. Yes.
Yeah, someone else other than him, and sort of a reason to make it less heavy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there'll be this thing, like you said, of how do I fix it? I want to fix it. So obviously it's a huge topic, but how do you fix it? What do you suggest to a person who the first impulse is, of course, to justify in an effort to fix it? They want to get rid of the weight. What do you do?
It will sound like I'm trying to sell something, but the truth is, you need to follow me, because I'll give you free stuff. And the first thing that I will do is the Fear to Freedom. Fear to Freedom is a series of webinars that I delivered, and they are designed to delete those things and get you back yourself.
Yes.
It's a gift from you to you. You give yourself back to yourself, because otherwise you are not you.
Yeah, amazing. And by the way, I didn't know we would talk about that, but the Fear to Freedom, there's a 6-part intro. I think it's 10 hours of content or something like that for about $9.
Yes.
Or something like that. So if you want to just dive into it, by the way, since it came up, it's like $9. You'll find it on the website. Yeah. But okay, so you're saying somebody needs to do the Fear to Freedom.
So the only way that I know how to get out of that is to learn the principles
Mhm.
and gain knowledge, because knowledge brings ethics up.
Yeah.
You gain the knowledge, you will become more ethical. And by the way, money flow only to people that are ethical.
Yeah.
Money don't go to people that are not ethical. Even if it seems that people that are not ethical getting money, they don't have that money. In their mind, they don't have it.
So what do you mean? Like somebody that is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
They
if,
have.
if the money is actually his,
Yeah,
he's ethical. If not, he will lose it.
I see. So in other words, if he has the money, grows it, expands on it.
Or use it properly to bring about some desired results.
Yes. Okay. Not just spend
Not
it at the
spend it
club,
on,
like
I
stupid.
don't know,
Yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah. I see. Of course.
If he uses it properly to help people, to create some major effect, not a problem. He built something. He donate to some good cause. He's doing something of value. Wonderful. If not, the guy is gone. It's not his money. He never enjoyed it.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I've seen people that, and I know friends that spend money stupidly. They know it's stupid and they're never happy.
Yeah.
And you would think they are because they have amazing cars and but they're not happy.
Never happy.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, in fact, miserable. Like
Exactly.
it's not even that they're approaching happiness at times. They're just constantly like.
Why will anyone take drugs if he's happy?
Yeah.
Because drugs supposed to make you happy. Why? To get you more happy and to get you lighter, blah blah blah. Why? Because you're not happy. Why you're not happy? Because you're not ethical.
Yeah.
So now you're worsening the condition by taking drugs.
Yeah, of course.
But think about it. The fact that someone needs drugs is actually a proof that he's not happy.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean not happy? What he has is not good for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting.
He doesn't consider that he achieved what he has. A happy person considers that what he has, not important how much, he achieved. He would be very happy.
Yes, but I have a friend, for example, who is super successful, does great, amazing guy, but drinks like crazy on the weekends. Crazy.
He's not happy. He doesn't consider that the thing that he has is his own. He's somehow cheating somewhere. Somewhere, somehow, he's cheating, and that cheating kills him. And he takes all the success that he has, and he thinks for himself, if anyone would knew what's actually going on, they will know that I'm not what I'm presenting myself to be. And so I need to drink, so I need to whatever, to take drugs.
But just what he'll say, and like he might say, no, it's not that at all. It's the weekend. We go out, we have fun, we drink. I grew up like that. We all go, we party from college, we all drink. That's
not the problem. So which means that you cannot create your own happiness. You need something to create your own happiness.
Yeah.
Which means that you're not happy when before that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I'm eating, it's because I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yes. If I drink, it's because I'm not happy.
Yes.
The hungry of happiness is I need to drink.
Yes, true, for sure.
It's the same thing, yes?
Yeah.
So I'm unhappy, which means that during the week, you've not been happy. You were waiting for this weekend to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is that even when you drink, you're not happy, because when you drink, you are not you.
Yeah, true.
So the justification is there. People explaining why drinking is good or drugs are good, because they know it's not good. Otherwise, there would not be an explanation. Do you go around and explain, I have a hand, I have a hand, I have a hand? No, you don't.
Yeah. 100%.
Only when you don't have a hand, you explain, well, it was.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually talking about that exactly. Mariah pointed that out exactly over the weekend, because we saw someone said, I smoke weed because I realized it helped me when I had headaches, whatever, some reason. And she was saying that if you have to explain that, there's a reason. You don't just.
If you have to explain it, it's a lie.
Yeah.
If someone, the more explanation there is, the more lies there are.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. When your husband come home and he give you this complicated story, it's lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, there's nothing to explain. Nothing to explain. If I come home and everything is normal, there's nothing to explain.
Yeah.
When there's things to explain, when something is a lie.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, interesting. And it's crazy because drugs are prevalent everywhere.
I know.
In an insane amount everywhere you look.
Yeah.
All kinds of drugs.
And most people, look, most people, they don't admit it, they don't know, but they act totally stupid. Now, a stupid person will not know that he's stupid, that's why he's stupid.
Yeah.
But you will check his level of duplication,
Mhm.
how strong he is locked on one viewpoint.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is stupidity? Stupidity is an inability to entertain more viewpoints.
Yeah, I like that.
Stupidity is just an inability to entertain more viewpoints.
Well, what if you're a smart, sharp person and
Then
You
you will
have-
see all the viewpoints.
Mhm.
You will see all the viewpoints. You will get them. You will totally beat them.
Yeah.
And you will come up with something that will improve the situation.
Yeah, exactly. Okay,
In other words, you are not the smartest guy, even if you think that you're sharp.
I see.
Even if you use sharp.
Yeah. Yeah, very sharp. Amazing. So let's read the comments here. So we have Eric that said, wow, this is it's a major subject. Back when we were talking about ethics and drugs, and it is a big subject. And John said, one of the best courses you offer. Yeah, the Fear to Freedom is unbelievable.
Very powerful.
And Eva said the examples are amazing. And wow, amazing definition. Wow, damn, from Shaked. Yeah, absolutely amazing. And we'll wrap up soon. But if you have any questions or things that as we were going, it made you want to dive deeper into, feel free to put it in the comments and we'll read them and talk about it. But just sort of before we wrap up and ask people, right, do you have any final kind of message about what somebody can do to be more ethical from now forward, and also help people around them to realize why they should be more ethical?
Okay.
But just one quick thing, because sometimes you know to be ethical, but there's people around you that give you justifications as to why not, and people feel like, how do I make my friend more ethical?
Okay. So the best way to help people is to set up a good example.
Yeah.
It is the best way to help people. You set up a good example, and you don't surrender for invitations to become not ethical yourself.
Right.
So if you set up good example, everything will be sorted out. It is actually the most underestimated ability of a person. Your basic, most powerful ability is to set up a good example. Because when everyone is athletics, they know that athletics, they know they want to stop to drink, they want to stop smoking. They know it's not good. If otherwise they wouldn't justify it. Somehow down deep, they know it's not good.
Yeah.
Even on the level of the body, they know it's not good for the body.
Right.
And of course, they know that they're becoming slower. They know they're becoming stupider. They know they're becoming not as sharp. They know, even if they don't admit. When someone does something unethical, they know it's unethical. They know. How do they know? They need to explain it.
Yeah.
If you need to explain it, it's unethical. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Often.
Exactly. That's how you know.
That's how you know. So they know. So if you set up a good example, all of a sudden they actually have a target, they have a purpose, they know how it should be.
Right.
And basically you tell them, look, it can be done. Something can be done about it.
Yeah.
And that promise of it can be done, something can be done about it, is the difference between darkness and light.
Yes.
Because in every aspect of life, when I made a big impact, I showed that it could be done. I didn't need to do the whole thing, but I showed it could be done, and a whole group changed.
Yes.
I just showed it could be done. I just show it, and the whole group changed. And I've done it many times in my life, and most people don't even notice that. But I know that the group improved because I showed it could be done.
Mhm.
So it's like the first guy that went 4 minutes mile.
Yeah, of course.
He
Exactly.
showed it could be done, and then thousands of people after him. No problem, easy.
Yeah, of course.
He set up a good example.
Yeah, of course.
One person, Michael Jordan, he
Mhm.
showed what could be done.
Mhm.
And of course, everyone after him became, oh, I want to be like Mike.
Yeah,
Every house in America at some point was, oh, I want to be like Mike.
yeah, exactly.
So
And the ripples of that are
Unbelievable.
massive. And a lot of times people don't want to admit a good example. But
Yeah.
you know it when you set a good example, and they won't say a thing about it.
yeah, and sometimes it
See
takes a long time.
Yes.
I met a guy a few years ago in Canada after I didn't see him. I knew him from South Africa, and I met him for a short while. And I met him after a while, after maybe 10, 15, 20 years, something like that, in Canada. And he told me, I met you that time, and I saw what you're doing, and I spoke to you, and I thought, wow, this is really impressive. I want to do such things. And he went ahead and did such things.
Mm, amazing.
His whole life changed.
Yeah.
You know him.
Oh,
You know
really?
what I'm talking about, yeah.
No,
It's fine.
yeah. Okay, but that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. Okay, yeah, of course. And that happens all the time, by the way, where people
Yeah.
say, oh, I saw you doing that X amount of time ago and it changed
Yeah.
things. Amazing, amazing. And Anna says here, amazing, so super powerful it is. And Moich said, I'm well aware I haven't been 100% ethical in the past. You've talked about deleting the past to become who you really are. Does deleting mean cleaning up?
No, deleting meaning eliminating, not there.
So it's not cleaning up, organizing. It's like
gone, because the only reason something continue is because it contains a lie. The only reason something continue is because it contains a lie. So if you find the truth about something, it will cease to exist.
Mhm.
Because truth means no time, no change. It's the original. Truth means the original. A lie means a change from the original. How the original can change? By either changing the time,
Yeah.
or changing the location, or changing the way that it's get arranged,
Mhm.
or changing what happened. That's
Yes.
the only way it can change.
Yeah.
So if you find the original, it means no change in time. It means there's no time. If there's no time, there's no duration. You cannot continue.
It's over.
It's over.
Amazing. So you go back, and when you delete the past, you find those exact, what is it, the point that happened, the point of creation on it?
There's actually what you find is the moment you intended to be and brought it about.
Mhm.
And once you find the intention, you realize it's you. And when you realize it's you, you can stop creating it.
Mhm. Exactly. Yeah.
It's quite amazing. Once you realize, so everyone have, yes, it's me, but.
Yeah.
So first of all, the word but means everything I said before is not true. If I say I love you, but it means I don't love you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
If I say I'm rich, but it means I'm poor.
Yes. And it sounds funny, but it's actually true.
It's true. Yeah. But means everything I said before is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you find the source of something, once you stop explaining how you are not the source of what's happening to you, once you stop justifying, once you stop excusing your lack of results or your misfortunes, what will happen, you will be the source of what's happening. So you'll be able to control the intention, and you'll be able to control the thing, and that thing will cease to exist. You'll be able to put it when you want, but it will not exist. It's like your name do not exist, but you can put it there. You don't need to say, oh, what is my name? You don't go to somewhere to look. You know.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. You create it every time that you use it.
Mhm.
You bring something out of nothing, because you don't look at something to say what's your name.
Yeah, you just know.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. This was all amazing, and we've been going now for a good batch of time, 45 minutes of an amazing live stream, but we had a few weeks to make up for, so it's all good.
What's
So
that?
yeah, that was what we read now.
Oh,
So
okay.
perfect. We've answered the chats. Thank you for interacting and being on. Share this if you loved it. We'll be back next week, Tuesday.
And tell us if you like this location.
Yeah,
Or should we take
beautiful,
a
yeah.
different location next time?
Yes, exactly. And thank you very much. Thank you, Abele. Love you. Mwah.
I love you. Thank
Love
you
you,
very
love you.
much. And we'll see you next week.
Yes, next week. Mwah.
Love you.
Thank you. Love you. Bye, guys.